Today is a special day for two reasons. One, because we're going to Miss Nicole's wedding, our old nanny. And two, we are here in Minnesota, which is where Zeke and Hannah were both born and where we lived back then. And so we're gonna reminisce and see a lot of old friends and a lot of old places that where we used to live years ago that I don't even think you guys are gonna remember. Are you excited to see where you were born? Hannah, are you excited to see where you were born? We moved away from here about 5 years ago. So it's interesting to drive down these streets again, see what's new, what's changed, what's been added. That Target, lots of having that Target, yeah, just kind of see everything's different. Yep, that's the church I used to work at. Right back there, as a youth pastor there.
That's the church building that Daddy used to work at. We made a quick trip of the wedding day going up to town visiting since we had family nearby to stay with. And so we drove up early in the morning and made sure we had some time before all the wedding festivities happened to get to go and see people again that we haven't seen in a while.
That's where you guys were born. Right there, Hannah and Zeke, you guys were both born in that hospital.
It looks like you have a cup that has that sign on.
Yeah?
Yep, it made it a lot bigger than it was when you guys were born.
Building.
This is downtown area.
There's the
that used to be our
bookstore, and the bookstore we would go to.
And one of our favorite restaurants is up here that we used to go to a lot.
Domino.
Right here, the green
Travelers Inn
restaurant. That's where we would go eat and meet people a lot. The plan is that we're gonna hang out at this fenced-in playground with the kids, while some other families and like old youth group kids
and the kids
stuff.
won't run away.
Yeah, we'll catch up with a lot of old friends here.
I didn't realize how excited I was gonna be about getting to see everyone. Like, I was excited, I knew I was excited, but I didn't realize like how excited and how much it would mean to me. I just started like crying when everyone started showing up because I was just overwhelmed with like, man, it's been so long, and to still have that connection with people and for them to still show up and want to say hi and see us, even though it was such a short time that we had with them.
This is Sophia. And she was like a little baby when we lived here. Hannah, you're like Kobe size? I need to introduce you guys to this guy, Joshua. He is actually the guy who came up with the word schmovies. How many years ago was that?
6 or 7 years ago, something like that.
We were sitting in our house here in Minnesota on the floor. I think our channel was still called God Rocks, G-O-D-R-O-X back then, because back then you didn't use your real names on the internet. So, and we're like, let's call it something else. Dan and I sitting there, throwing around names. He happens to be hanging out with us at that time, and he's the one who came out, how about schmovies? We're like, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, and I used like a camera film reel for the,
He came up with that idea too. So everything you guys have seen in schmovies since then is because of this guy's idea. So now you're in it.
Thanks.
All full circle.
Awesome.
I don't know, it was great to catch up and just see everyone again. It was really good to see everyone that came.
Yeah. So now we are actually going to Miss Nicole's church where the wedding's gonna be. I gotta set up the video stuff. Deanna's gonna get the kids dress, and now on the like phase 2 why we came to Minnesota. Well, one of the many reasons why we came to Minnesota.
This is the main reason why we came.
Yeah.
The wedding is starting in a little less than an hour, so I've got most of the kids dressed, or all the kids dressed. Chloe, let me see you. Hi. Come here, Karis. Let's do your hair. Come sit. Come sit right here. And I still need to put my boots on. I have no clue how this is gonna go. I claimed the back seat for me and the little ones, but then my older 3 are sitting over here right behind the bridal family. I'm okay with Hannah and Zeke over there. I'm a little nervous with Hallie of how she'll do. But if she does great, that's awesome. And then these ones, I got the back seat so they can come and walk around here after things get started. But hopefully be quiet. Otherwise, we're gonna be out in the foyer the whole time. I knew Tim was gonna be busy, and I knew I was gonna have all 6 kids. Try to keep quiet during a wedding ceremony. And I just tried not to think about it, because sometimes when a situation like that, like saying it's like, wow, that's gotta be an overwhelming situation. So whenever I figure that a situation's gonna be really overwhelming, I just don't think about it. We just find out when we get there.
Yeah, just roll
and
with
see
it.
how it goes.
Yeah.
Are you tired? Callie, you look like you're gonna fall asleep.
We're gonna head to the reception in just a little bit, but first, some of these kids need to fall asleep and take some naps in the car. So we are gonna go look at our old house that we used to live in and go do some special sightseeing of where some memories. You wanna get some kettle corn? Got our popcorn. Look at this, that's a lot of popcorn. Oh man.
This is what I love.
You love that kettle?
I love this kettle corn.
Homemade, straight from like
yeah, this kettle
hours ago.
Close up. We got the last two bags.
Yeah, got the last 2 bags.
That's what we wanted, was 2 bags.
That's a lot of popcorn.
A lot of popcorn.
Mommy worked at that school right there.
I did.
When you were pregnant with Hannah?
I was pregnant with Hannah when I worked at that school.
So technically, Hannah, you were inside that school too.
Yep, you've been inside of there in my belly.
Back in those buildings is where Mommy and Daddy got introduced to Dave Ramsey.
That's so true, it's over this way.
Yeah, and we started our debt-free journey over one of those buildings right there. I think it was that window right there in the end. That's where we had our meeting. And the guy's like, you guys should not buy a house yet. You have serious
total
issues.
Money makeover, which is not what we wanted.
The book, and I was like, dude, I just want to know how much of a house I can afford. Don't give me a book to read. Can I get a $100,000 house? Can I get a $500,000 house? Like, I had no idea. And he's like, oh my gosh, like, okay.
Like,
and
you can't get a house.
Don't buy a house. Read this book first. He gave us total money makeover back in that room. And I was like, okay, I was kind of annoyed, but he wouldn't meet with us until he read it. So we read it, and then we started climbing out of debt instead of buying a house. And we never bought a house here.
Until last year.
Yeah, last year we bought the house in Cincinnati.
Crazy.
Right up here on this curve one winter, it was really icy, and my car went into a ditch right there, and I got stuck. There's our old house.
Straight ahead of us, there's the people.
Yep, they're out. It'd be a little bit creepy to come walk around, I think.
I wish we were able to actually like walk around the property of the house that we lived in while we were there, but we weren't able to. Our landlords that used to own it don't own it anymore, and so somebody else was living there and was actually outside while we were driving by. I mean, we have a huge fan. You can't miss us, so can't really sneak around anymore. Yeah, this tennis court right here, this old one right here, we would come, Mommy and Daddy would play tennis on it, kinda. And
we try.
Hannah, you were learning how to ride your tricycle, and you would be on your tricycle, and Zeke was learning how to walk, and he would push you. He would hold on to the tricycle while he was walking, and he would kind of help you push and help you ride your tricycle. So it worked out really good. Y'all were like a team right away.
It's a good lake. People drive their boats up and then go eat at that restaurant. That's where we had a conversation before we decided to have kids.
Yeah, our doctor took us out to dinner actually.
I know, your OBGYN.
Yeah.
And when we were thinking about having Hannah.
I mean, what did the llama? What did the baby
Oh, you're telling jokes.
say to the mommy llama?
What?
I mean, what did the baby corn? I mean, what did
Are you talking about corn or llama?
Come on, what joke is this? Next is the wedding reception, and this barn, this is my first time here. They just built that. While we wait for dinner to start, they got games out here. We go out to the game corral.
They got rice. That's perfect for Toby.
without cornhole.
Yeah.
They have kettle corn here. The kids were kind of bummed that we were saving the big bags of kettle corn, and so now we get to eat it here.
I had to watch a dad give up her daughter in marriage, and I have 5 daughters, and just thinking ahead to all the weddings that we're gonna have in the future where I had to take my daughter's hand and hand it over to another boy. Like, young, immature, naive boy.
Any guy
like,
in
as
general.
a dad, like, I have no idea why your dad said yes. Like, yes, you can marry my daughter. Because looking back, I was like, whoa, I would not have said yes to me, you know?
I wouldn't say dads are exactly ever excited to give their daughters away.
Yeah. You know it's been a good wedding when we need to go inside and take a bath. Is that fun? You guys have sand on your shoes. You got it all in your mouth. Look at their, guys, look at the stroller. It's like covered in sand all over from the twins. So fortunately they're kind enough to let us go inside and use their house to wash off the kids and get them all clean again before we hop in the car and head back to your uncle and aunt and cousin's house. Remember this place, Hannah? Remember their house?
It's actually the same.
Yeah, this is where you were when you were a little girl.
I know.
And Zeke, getting ready to hop in the bathtub.
Yeah.
This is where you guys would stay here overnight when Mommy and Daddy would go on trips when you were a little baby. Everyone's cleaned up, ready to go get in the car. Let's go home or go back to your uncle and cousins and aunt's house, okay? Although I'm pretty sure some of these toys that they're playing with are the same toys that were here when Hannah and Zeke were little. So it is kind of fun to watch them all kind of playing with the toys together. But it is time to go, so let's go, guys.
After baths and everything, we were about to head out, wanted to like just go wave goodbye to a couple of people, but Hannah and Zeke especially were like, but I want to say goodbye to Miss Nicole and Miss Cindy. There's a lot of youth group kids here that were in youth group with Nicole, my youth pastor here, I've been catching up with. It's been fun. It's been fun to see. You say bye. Bye, everybody. You saying bye, Karis?
Go back at your house.
Oh, good. I'm so
Congratulations, Miss Nicole.
Coming. I miss you guys.
I never walked mine.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nicole's coming in.
Oh, here comes Miss Nicole. Wedding dress and all. Quick, close the doors. Let's go. We got her. Poor Luke.
Bye, Howie.
Bye. I know our family is still not done growing. We have baby number 7 on the way, coming soon. We've got business stuff, YouTube stuff. There's just like lots of things happening. So our family is always growing, always changing, not just always growing numerically, but growing in maturity and growing in our faith and growing in our relationships with each other and lots of other ways. So we would love to have you follow along and become a part of our family's journey and our story as we continue to grow and learn how to work together as a family team. We have a new video for you guys every weekday, so we will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye. Bye.